My fishing tackle came in today, boys. And today I'm going to do a little tackle unboxing for you. For my handsome hillbilly fishermen out there, just like myself.
What is up, Bradford Bass family? Welcome back to the channel. I finally got my tackle in. Right here it is. All my tackle for 2023, other than a couple of items that I'm still waiting on, is right here in this box, and that's what I'm going to show you guys today. We're going to go through everything I got. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you don't like it. Tell me if you think it's going to work. Tell me if you think it's going to suck. Whatever you want to do, leave it in the comment section. Blah, 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 blah. I'm good with all that. So starting off with the boring stuff first, guys, I'm actually in the process right now of transferring all my tackle from my old boxes to these new Plano Edge boxes. And I'll be honest with you guys, these things right here are expensive. No joke, they will make your asshole pucker when you see the price on these things. But I ended up buying 10 of these boxes because I wanted to come up with a way to organize my tackle better and have a little bit more flexibility, and these boxes allowed me to do that. So I will get more in detail with these boxes in my next tackle organizing video that you guys will be seeing here soon. So we're not going to dive too much into that today. Getting into some of the other boring stuff, guys, fishing line. I'm trying to find that fishing line that I truly love, and it really comes down to mainly the fluorocarbon that I'm trying to find that works the best for me. Last year I ran P-line. It was good line, didn't really have any issues, but I wanted to give a couple other brands a try this year, so maybe next year I can make the decision that's best for me going forward. The only line that I don't have a problem with is Fireline. I always run Fireline on my spinning rods. I've been using this for years. It's something I'm comfortable with. It's never let me down. It's got great sensitivity, and it's truly just a staple for me, and it always will be. The only thing different about this Fireline than what I usually do is I actually bought the flame green when typically I run the black smoke color. So I went with the flame green. I'm going to put that on my wacky rig rod and my Ned rig rod. That way it's for those lighter baits. That way I can see my line a little bit easier. But my tube rod, my moneymaker rod, I'm still going to be throwing the smoke color on it. Now when it comes to my fluorocarbon, that's a different story. This year I'm actually going to go with the Seagar and VizX line. Heard a lot of good things about this, guys. I'm sure it'll do just fine. I'm hoping I love it, and I hope it becomes a mainstay in my tackle box for years. This is the line, this 12-pound test in VizX right here that I'm going to be putting on my chatterbait rod, my spinnerbait rod, and my crankbait rods. And then the other line that I have coming in, guys, which I actually don't have it yet, it's actually lost somewhere right now, but hopefully I get it in the next couple of days, is I got the Sunline Sniper 20-pound fluorocarbon, and that's what I use on my flipping sticks. So those are the lines that I'm going to be running this year, and you'll see when I do my rod and reel video for this year the pound test I'm putting for each setup and everything. So now we've talked about the boring stuff, let's get into the fun stuff, the fishing lures. So starting off with the Power Bait Max Scent, guys, made by Berkley. This right here is the Green Pumpkin Creature Hog, and I started throwing these last year, flipping these primarily, and I fell in love with them. I don't know if the Max Scent makes any different, but all I can tell you is I didn't lose any fish, and these bass absolutely choke it. I don't know if it makes them bite better, but I'm telling you, when they have this thing in their mouth, they're not letting it go. So I truly believe in it, and so much so that it's gonna be a main staple in my tackle box for years to come. So I actually got 4 more bags of these, and I think I got a couple bags left from last year as well. So one of the things new for me this year, guys, is actually these right here, and these are the Berkley Slobber Knockers vibrating jigs. I got 4 of them. I got 2 of them in the white chartreuse, and then I got 2 of them in the fire crawl. These are 3/8 ounce vibrating jigs. I've heard good things about them, but honestly, I've never even really had a problem with the original chatterbait. It's always done pretty good for me since I started throwing it. And I'll be 100% honest with you guys, I did not even throw vibrating jigs 2 years ago. So it's really just kind of new for me. I'm just starting to dip my feet or dip my toes into that water. But I've heard a lot of good things about these slobber knockers. I know they're popular, but I think they're still somewhat new enough to where maybe every bass in the lake hasn't seen one of these yet. So that's why I went with these. Something else new I'm doing this year, guys, on my chatterbaits or vibrating jigs is I'm actually throwing a new trailer. I typically always throw the Guggenbait Saucy Swimmer as my trailer on my chatterbaits, but I think sometimes that paddle tail type trailer might be a little too much action in the water, especially in cold water conditions. I wanted something a little bit more subtle. Last year, my son got me a mystery tackle box for Christmas like he does every year, and it actually came with some of these Yoda worms, and I tried them as a chatterbait trailer, and they caught a couple fish for me towards the end of the year when it was getting closer to fall. I really like the tickle tail on these. It's just a real subtle flick, and I think that might make a difference sometimes when it comes to getting the bite and not getting the bite. Now, I still am going to throw the Goog and Saucy Swimmers, and I actually have some coming in. That's a part of that back order with that fishing line that I'm waiting on, but I'm really looking forward to trying these guys, and I hope these can just add something to my arsenal in the long run. So these are made by 10,000 Fish, and these are the Yoda worms. So something else kind of new to the tackle box, I guess you could say new, is I actually got a couple War Eagle spinners. Now, guys, I'm not the biggest spinnerbait fisherman. It's something I used to do a lot when I was younger, and I truly understand how good spinnerbaits can be, especially early in the spring. But for whatever reason, I just kind of got away from fishing them. But I want to get back into it. I actually purchased a War Eagle spinner last year, but the main reason I even went with the War Eagle was because my buddy Josh from Ohio Bass Guru, I know he throws these, I know he believes in these, and I trust his word when it comes to fishing tackle. I know he's not going to bullshit me around, because there's just so many different variations of the spinner nowadays. I don't know what's good and what's not. I have some Strike King stuff, I have some Booyah stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with those, but I haven't really thrown them a whole lot either to give them their true fair evaluation. But Josh really believes in these War Eagle spinners. I know a lot of other people do, so that's ultimately what I went with. Now, the next thing, guys, is a staple in my tackle box every year, and that is a Strike King Bitsy Flip Jig. I love these little things, man. They're cheap. They catch a lot of fish. Now, granted, I didn't really throw them a lot last year, more so because I was fishing for smallmouth a lot more, and I was using a lot more tubes. But I am trying to get more back into largemouth fishing some this year, and I promise you I will be throwing these. And I've always caught a lot of fish on these when I have thrown them. I got 2 in the black and blue, and then I got 2 in just the black. So those are the Strike King Bitsy Flip Jigs. These are also a staple in my tackle box every year, but these are a new color that I've never thrown before. Not that I believe that color really matters all that much when it comes to reaction baits, but I will tell you right now, this color right here is sexy. This black shad right here, made by Chatterbait. This is the original Chatterbait. This thing looks good. That little black strand there really sets this thing off. So I got a couple of those right here. I'll be throwing those around in the spring, I'm sure. Now, we know these are staple in the tackle box right here. The KVD 1.5s. Guys, I order these every year, and I order these colors right here every year in particular. And these are the Gizzard Shad. Plain, simple crankbaits, but they flat out work. So these will always be on my tackle order every season. A couple more KDDs. The Delta Red Springtime Killers right here, guys. Always on my order, always in my tackle box every single year. Don't really have much to say about them. You guys know I like them. We all know Josh from Ohio Bass Guru loves these little bastards. So, KVD 1.5 Delta Red crankbaits. Some more KVD 1.5, guys. These ones right here are the original belly crawl. And you know what's crazy, guys, is I typically, when I buy my fishing tackle, I always go to a local store, Vance Outdoor, just because I like to spend my money more locally than I do ordering offline from a big time box store. But for whatever reason, this color right here, well, I know why, it's probably because it works, but this color right here is always sold out at my store. So I have not been able to get this in the 1.5 for the last couple years. But this color right here, to me, is my favorite crankbait color probably of all time. This thing flat out smashes bass. It smashes smallmouth, it'll smash largemouth, and something else it'll catch saugeye. I've caught a ton of saugeye on this color. I mean, a ton of saugeye. So, a great, very versatile color. I have had this color in the 1.0 size the last couple years, but I finally got it in a 1.5, and I got 4 of those right here. So, KVD 1.5 orange belly crawl right here. I only made one tackle purchase this year, guys, that's kind of way out in left field of what I would usually do, and that is the Mega Bass Mag Draft. And something I want to do this year is I just want to become a better swim bait fisherman. I have a ton of swim baits, but I don't ever really throw them, and I really want to learn how to become more efficient at them. And I was actually speaking with Tyler from the Bass Fishing HQ, and he is somebody that's local to me, and he told me that this is the bait to go with when you're starting out. It catches fish. It's a guaranteed fish catcher. It'll work here in Ohio, because I didn't want to get one of those gigantic glide baits. I wanted something that's a little bit larger that I could catch bigger fish on, but still catch some of the small Ohio bass with as well. And he set me off on this, and he said that this is money well spent right here. I trust him. We're going to see. I think Josh and I are actually going to go out one day and just wind this thing around all day and see if we can make something happen. So this is the Mega Bass Mag Draft. Sorry guys, I'm on a different camera now. My GoPro decided just to take a shit on me, so I only got a couple things left to show you guys, so I'm going to do it on my cell phone real quick. Hey, the money maker. The money maker. I'm going to show you guys. Don't tell nobody about this right here. No, I'm just kidding. This is the Bass Pro Shops 3.5-inch tender tube. This is the only tube I throw. It's the only tube I will ever throw. It absolutely murders. I bought 10 bags of these. And then the other thing, guys, is the 4-inch green pumpkin yum dinger. That's my money box right there. Yum dingers and tubes, right? I got 10 bags of each. That's a mainstay in the tackle box. Will always be a mainstay in the tackle box. I'll probably be throwing that stuff at least 50% of the time this year, guys. So that's all I got for this one. I appreciate everybody watching. Everybody stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.